everybody.
Hi,
We are Jennifer and Tim Owens, and this is
the Owens Group, Conversations with Counselors.
yes. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about our love languages, and we're going to talk about spending time together in marriage and maybe even dating, and what that might look like and stuff. And so, Tim, you go ahead and tell me what you think about love languages. And Gary Chapman, he's
Gary
the
Chapman,
author
yeah.
of the book Love
The
Languages.
5 Love Languages, yeah. Amazing book, has revolutionized our marriage and the way we do relationship in general. So essentially, Mr. Chapman says that there are 5 love languages. They are words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, acts of service on the touch, and one more, gifts.
Gifts. Oh yeah,
giving
you're
gifts.
good. Yeah, you
Thank
did
you.
it.
I'm trying.
Well, let's see. When we first got together, we actually read this book together, and I don't know if we were assigned that.
No.
No, I think Tim likes to do these little assignments where we read a book together, and I think that's a good way of growing together. Actually, we were still courting, right?
Yeah.
And we kind of got to know each other through the book. And so my highest gifts were quality time.
Quality time.
And actually touch. And that surprised me when I took the exam. The test, I'm sorry. It's a little quiz inside the book. And it tests you on, what kind of, it'll ask you several questions. And so it surprised me that touch was actually my love language, because a long time ago, that was not it. And I think because I didn't get a lot of affection in that relationship before Tim, that I really didn't know that had really not been inspired in me, Tim is a very lovey and cuddly kind of person. And so he actually makes it so that I really like touch. And, a lot of times I'll just snuggle up under him because touch, is my love language. So quality time is something that's really positive for me too. I really need to connect. I need to connect, and sometimes I need to do it without the television. I need to do it outside of the house. I need to do it at a cafe. I need to do it at dinner or just walking, So those are my ways that I like to do quality time, and I'll tell him, hey, time to just cut the TV off or do something different. And so we're spontaneous. Sometimes we'll just go for a ride and we'll talk together.
Absolutely. Yeah, so my primary love languages were words of affirmation. I want to be affirmed verbally. Tell me how wonderful I am. And words of affirmation and quality time, which is good because, we both do quality time together. But what's interesting is that because she's an introvert and I'm an extrovert, quality time looks different.
Yes.
Right? So for her, quality time sometimes is just us sitting together and just kind of hanging out, chilling, not doing anything. For me, quality time is actually us sitting together, having a conversation, talking about something, or doing something together. Yes,
Likes to run his mouth.
Absolutely. And it's very different. So it's important to notice that even within that love language, it could look, there are various dialects, if you will.
Yeah.
And
I want to just say something about introvert and extrovert, just in case you never heard that before. The term introvert is a person who gets all of their energy by being in a quiet place, pulling away, and reading a book or doing something in a quiet corner, or just laying down and being quiet in the dark with no stimulation outside. And an extrovert is what? A person...
We love to be stimulated. We love to be around people. We get our energies, we get our batteries charged by being with people and in contact and in conversation, essentially. So very different groups, and that's really impacted our relationship very significantly.
Knowing, our temperament and our character in that. And we'll talk about that in another video.
Sure. There's another great book, The Introvert Advantage, you ought to take a look at.
Yeah.
So in any case...
so your love languages?
So my love languages were words of affirmation and quality time.
Okay.
But let me
two of them there that kind of match.
Let me explain the others. So when she talks about touch, touch is it's actually non-sexual touch. Mm-hmm. It's holding hands or hugging or cuddling, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
The other things in terms of like gifts, right? Gifts typically, Dr. Chapman talks about them not being. It's not about the monetary value of the gift.
Something.
Yeah, it's really about the meaning of the gift.
Yeah. And showing that you care about someone,
exactly.
even if you make it yourself or pull it together yourself.
And acts of service, that's simply doing things for someone. So cooking a meal for someone, washing dishes,
yeah.
vacuuming the carpet, mowing the lawn, or something similar. So just something to serve the other person. So making sure that you speak to each other in the love language that the other person of the other person. That's the other piece. What's interesting is Mr. Chapman says that we speak typically in the love language that we want to be spoken in. Does that make sense? So if my love language is words of affirmation, then I try to affirm you because ultimately, on some level, I want to be affirmed that way. So it's important to know what your mate's love language is and what yours is, because if they're different, you could be speaking past each other. You could be saying I love you quite a bit, but not actually speaking in the same language.
And that's not what they want to hear. They want to see you pick up the, sponge and do some dishes with them or make them a dinner sometimes.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
And you're having this conflict of not meeting each other's needs. And so that causes a rub, It just makes things kind of like just really, what do you call it? Like uncomfortable sometimes in a relationship.
Sure.
So, yeah.
All right.
So those are love languages, and that tells you a little bit about ours. What's your love language?
Absolutely.
Have you taken the time to do the test?
There you go.
And there is a website, the 5 Languages of Love. Use the 5 numerical lovelanguages.com, I believe it is. Yeah, so check it out. Get the book. Get on Amazon and order it. It's always available.
Tell us what you think.
All right, peace.
Take care.